welcome. This is your roast rate for this week. Big shout out to Tara. Thank you so much for redeeming 10,000 channel points for me to try this coffee. She tells me this is one of her favorite roasters, or not roasters, but coffee companies. Roos roast rate or roast coffees. This is the rich French neighbor. Oh my. You would be the one roasting. Oh my. But this is redeemed by Tara. Thank you so much for all your support and everything you've done for me in order to gain those channel points and redeem them on a coffee. She says it's one of her favorites, so we'll have to see how it goes. Your super full bean box, because I'm an idiot and don't know how to proportion putting beans in a box. Oh, nice, moist. But those are your beans. This is a dark roast. I am super pumped for it. If you look there, it's talking about a deep, dark, and rich flavor with some taste notes of a chocolate, rich and full-bodied. I'm so pumped for this. It is going to be fantastic, I'm sure. Dear Lord, look at those beans. I know. So many of them. Holy moly. But we'll see how it goes. With notes of just chocolatey, rich, and bodied, it's going to be interesting to see how these flavors interact with each other. Just because there's not a lot of... it's not a lot of flavor differentiation, so I'm not sure how well it'll go. Should probably move this over here. That way I'm looking at the camera. Professional streamer. I've never been so nervous. It's just coffee, Tara. It's fine. But it smells delicious. It smells like a dark roast. I'm very much looking forward to it just because, you know, the last couple have been flavor infused. It do. Absolutely. But I know you're talking about the chili, but we can pretend it's for coffee, right? But I'm very much looking forward to this. As I said, the last couple were flavor infused beans, which tend to be a little bit too sweet for me. They still taste great and they rate high because, you know, I am going off of that initial flavors. But this is the first natural bean we've had in a little bit. But we have our little cup, our roast rate cup, and we have our sip. That's good. That is nice. That is wonderful. Um, I honestly don't really get the maybe a little bit. It honestly it tastes like a cup of coffee I would drink every day. It's very it's definitely got a fuller body than Maxwell House does, right? Um, but I really don't get there might be a hair there. It's not very chocolatey, as it states. That being said, it is a very full embodied cup of coffee. It's got a little bit of bitterness on it, but it's not overpowering like you usually get with your dark roast. You're not very chocolatey. I'm not. I'm very white chocolatey, sweeter than regular chocolate. Do the flavors change as it cools? Typically the flavors come out. Oh, I got a little bit in that hit, but the flavors typically do change as the drink cools. Obviously, when you have a hot drink, your mouth is not made to drink, you know, hot beverages. It's definitely made for cooler. I'm definitely getting a lot of that chocolate on the aftertaste now. So I will definitely say that is a different kind of experience that I've had in our coffee ratings. I was not expecting the aftertaste of the chocolatey. But like I said, for being a dark roast, it's not very bitter on the front. Hey Ness, thank you for the lurk. I appreciate you, my dude. Big shout out to Ness. If you guys aren't following Psychic Boy Ness, he is one hell of a streamer. Go check him out. New to the game, Needs all the support we can give him. But it's not bitter on the front. It's very smooth and full, like it talks about. Um, it does have a little bit of bitterness that comes with that chocolatey. I'd almost call it like a dark chocolate taste instead of just a chocolate rich and full flavor. Just because the bitterness, dark chocolate is, naturally more bitter than regular chocolate, milk chocolate, whatever you want to call it. With it being just strictly chocolate, I imagine you could be up for a little bit of interpretation. But that's kind of what I'm feeling with this. It's a delightful pot. I could definitely drink a lot of it. That being said, there's not a lot to it. I'm probably gonna give it a 7, Tara, just because it's a dark roast. Dark roasts are always going to score well. Its flavor is simple. So for an out of this world cup of coffee, it's not quite. I'm devastated. It's fine. I'm fine. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to break your heart like that. It's very good. Do not misinterpret the 7 for bad. Remember, our scaling works as a 5 is similar to my a 5 similar to my like Maxwell House. It's just it's a simple cup of coffee. It's a dark roast. It's smooth from the start. And then it gets into the chocolate and the slight bitterness in the aftertaste. It's just not very complex. It's if you're looking for something you can drink all day, I definitely believe that this is a cup of coffee that would do that. But it's missing that push to make it higher. It's not a knock your socks off cup of coffee, but it is a good cup of coffee. So Tara, I do appreciate you. I do appreciate you, sticking around, hanging around, and redeeming all those points on little old me and making me try a cup of coffee. But that was your roast rate. I do appreciate each and every one of you for hanging around, sticking around, and watching, participating, giving some feedback with me. But we'll get back to the game, and we get back to our lies of P.